You have to go. Well, General Cabell never forgave him for that, especially for causing the end of a brilliant intelligence career. And you can't help but feel that that's not totally irrelevant to the subsequent events when John Kennedy attempted to drive in an open car through the town where General Cabell's brother was mayor.
Many Dallasites kept saying it just can't be true. Mayor Earl Cabell, as he rushed away from the hospital.
Mayor, I would think that the feeling is that in the broad moral sense at least, that all of us share in what has happened here today, but this city, as you say, is not a city where things like this are done. The minority, it's a loud one, and today, this tragic thing that happens really once in a lifetime.
This is a guilt that doesn't belong to a few. This is a guilt of the nation. We're all responsible. This could only be the act of a deranged mind.
There is no question whatsoever in my mind that every possible security precaution was taken.
All possible security precautions were taken by our police force on their own.
I don't want to point my finger at anyone in a case like this.
Still, this is not the time to single out for criticism any individual or any group. Yet, the irrational act of a single man. I can't point my finger. This is no time to point fingers. This is a time of prayer and sober reflection. We all have to search our souls with reference to what we might have said or done to have brought about a calamity of this kind.
This is not a time to point the finger at anything except just the conscience of the nation as a whole.
Now the police chief in Dallas says that he was informed by the FBI last night that they interrogated Oswald 2 weeks ago in Dallas, but he does not know the results of that interrogation, why it was ordered, or, he says, or neither was he advised that the interrogation had taken place until last night.
Is there any indication from the investigation to date that would indicate motive on the part of Mr. Oswald?
So far as I know, there's no indication of it. Are you satisfied that you've got him traced directly from the scene of the shooting to his arrest? Yes. Can you account for all the time? Wait, you mean from the scene of the presidential assassination? Yeah. To the time? No, we haven't got all of it. How much time is involved in there? How big a lapse of time? Roughly 45 minutes, I believe. And you still don't know, he doesn't have a car. Too far to walk. I understand that he does not have a car.
Do you have anything other than circumstantial evidence right now?
Well, we have some physical evidence.
Can you tell us anything about that physical evidence?
No, sir, I wouldn't. I don't think I should discuss that.
Now, do you feel that this case is proceeding as efficiently as you would like it to proceed, or are some doubts beginning to grow as to whether this, in fact, is the man?
No doubts are beginning to grow, but it's a very difficult investigation.
Are the resources being applied to this investigation adequate, in your opinion?
Yes.
Would you describe them for us?
We're just using all means possible in the scientific investigations. Of course, these are interrogation and scientific, other scientific aids outside of physical evidence and any other means that we have.
Is he a member of any communist front organization?
That I can't say at the present time.
Any organizations that he belongs to that you know of?
Well, the only one I mentioned was the Free Cuba Movement, or whatever that.
Fair play.
Fair Play for Cuba, I believe was that.
Why do you think he would want to kill the president?
The only thing I do is take the evidence presented to the jury, and I don't pass on why he did it or anything else. We're just interested in proving that he did it, which I think we have.
The suspect will be interrogated some more. At the same time, all the loose ends will be tied together in one neat package.
This adds one to the case for conspiracy then, and the Dallas police are apparently trying to add another.
No, we're still working on the evidence. This has been a joint effort by the Secret Service, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Dallas Police Department, the Dallas Sheriff's Office, my office, and Captain Will Fritz has been in charge of it.
We want to say this, that this investigation has been carried on jointly by the FBI, the Secret Service, the Rangers, and the Dallas Police Department. Captain Fritz has been in charge.
No, he's down in charge. Will you have a further statement of any kind?
Well, not necessarily, no.
Captain Fritz, is he showing any sign at all of cracking?
No, I couldn't say about that.
Captain Will Fritz, the chief interrogator of Lee Oswald here at the Dallas County Police Station.
How far back have you been able to trace it?
I wouldn't want to
Was it Ford in town, for instance?
I wouldn't want to talk about that right now. Thank you.
Did you talk to him? Do you know who was the bus driver?
Yes, sir. We know the bus driver. Yes, sir.
What does he say about Russia?
This interview is being conducted with Captain Will Fritz, chief of the Dallas Homicide Squad. Mr. Fritz enjoys a reputation, one of the finest interrogators, not only in the state of Texas, but in the Southwest. He's been working constantly on Lee Oswald, but as he himself says, he feels no closer to a confession now than he did before. This, of course, is nothing detrimental to the captain. It does say something about the determination of Lee Oswald.
Sir, he said he was. He's been more cooperative. What did he talk to you about? He hasn't admitted anything. I mean, has he given any story at all about his movements or his feelings in this thing? He has, sir?
Did he make fingerprints on the guy? I wouldn't want to talk about the prints.
Without going into the evidence, before first talking to the district attorney, I can tell you that this case is cinched. That this man killed the president. And there's no question in my mind about it.
Captain Will Fritz, the chief of detectives in Dallas, told newsmen earlier today, we have the case cinched. Captain Fritz would not go into detail on evidence which makes him come to this conclusion.
Well, I am presently in the basement of the Dallas Municipal Building, and it is like an armed camp. For the past half hour, scores of police have been filing past me, carrying riot guns and rifles. Police officials are frankly worried. They don't want anything to happen to Oswald.
Thank you, Bill. We have other remote facilities at the county jail now, awaiting the arrival of Lee Oswald from the city jail to the county jail. And for the situation there now, here is ABC's Roger Sharp reporting.
At the scene of last Friday's assassination, this is a curious crowd. No obvious anger in their faces, but all possible security precautions have been taken. Policemen are stationed at every 15 feet along the entire block. From inside the courthouse compound, the motor entrance to the county sheriff's office, our cameras will show the approach of the car that will carry Lee Harvey Oswald into the courthouse building.
We're inside the county courthouse, which the presumed assassin, Lee Harvey Oswald, is soon to enter. He'll be taken immediately to a booking room, and a very historic booking will be made. Next, into an ID room, where he'll be photographed and fingerprinted. And then, representatives of the press will have their first opportunity for a real front-to-front confrontation. Now, our big television cameras can't fit in that room, but we'll shoot that on sound film, and just as soon as that's processed, you'll be able to see it.
The shot fired said it was fired by a man wearing
a black hat, a brown coat, a man that everyone down here thought was a Secret Service agent.